So we ought to talk about together. Why all this effort in life? Right? Why do we make such immense effort to do anything? You understand my question? You understand my question, sir? I'm asking this gentleman. Why make effort? I know, I've been through all this, don't answer quickly. I've been put through the grind by scientists, philosophers, by various forms of religious cuckoos, every kind of. You make tremendous effort to meditate. We'll come to that presently. Tremendous effort to live, to fight, to battle one another, opinion against opinion, right? Judgment against judgment. I agree with you, I disagree with him. Why all this effort? For what? For money? I'm asking you, sir, keep awake. For money? For your family? Please carefully listen. For your affection? That you must be loved by somebody? Why all this effort? When you ask that question, then you have to ask, may I proceed? What is love? That stumps you. Is love effort? I must love you, therefore I'm going to make an effort about it. Is love an effort? Then you have to inquire what is love, right? Do you mind inquiring into this? Do you know what love is? Apparently you don't, because you're all very silent. What is love? Can there be love when there is ambition? Sir, don't, please, this is serious, for God's sake. It's not for somebody who doesn't care, who just wants his own way. Is it ambition? Is it greed? Is it self-centeredness? Is it ambitious achievement? Is love the opposite of hate? Oh Lord. You know, sirs, we're always fighting from the beginning of time. You see this in various caves in France and the Greek mythology, the good fighting the bad, all through life. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? The good fighting the bad. You see it in paintings as symbolized the good, as symbolized the devil, or the something in the Greek mythology and other mythologies. It is a bull against another black bull against white bull. Or the good fighting the evil in different shapes, symbols, and so on and so on. We still do that. The good fighting the bad. Right? Don't you do it? Huh? Is the good separate from the bad? The good guy and the bad guy. Is the good born out of the bad? Don't look suddenly grave, it's all game. If the good is related to the bad, then it's not good. Right? If the good is born, comes from the bad, then it's not good. That's simple, isn't it? But if the bad is totally divorced from the good, it says no relationship between the good and the bad, they have no relationship with each other, then there is only the bad and the good, totally divorced from each other. Therefore they can't fight.
Harshad sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Kamlesh ji. Good evening, friends. This is a very short video. Are you able to hear my voice, Kamlesh
Yes,
ji?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Clearly coming.
Okay. Thank you. This is a very short video. Actual video is very long, 1 hour and 24 minutes. And it was the third talk in Rajghat in 1985. So Krishnaji was almost 3 months before his death, this was. And he seemed to be in a very good condition, at least physically, he was not well, but psychologically, mentally, he was as powerful as ever. And in this short video, Krishnaji is asking, why do we make effort for anything? I think he is asking such a question probably because he is himself not making any effort to speak, to meditate, to do whatever he has to do. Maybe his life was like that. Everything was taken care of for him. He did not go to the office. He had no family, wife, and children to support. And he had the time available all the time to look at what is happening, whether it is outside or inside, with a silent, curious mind. So he can ask such a question, is that why we make so much effort? But I don't think we are in such a position that we don't make any effort. We have to make effort when we have to travel, we have to book a ticket, and we have to buy things and many things, daily activities. We have to make effort. But maybe he is pointing out about the effort to meditate like that, and he's also asking something about love. Is love an effort, or what is it? Is it ambition? and the effort for what money and family, affection. Yes, all this we will say, yes, we are making effort. Mm, we are not yet at that stage where we can meditate all the time. So, um, and Krishnaji says that many scientists and philosophers have criticized him for saying that there is no effort involved. Uh, because even scientists and philosophers, they have to make effort. And uh, finally, talks about good and bad, absolute good and absolute bad. There is no fight, they are separate. But in human beings, most of us, there is good as well as bad. Sometimes, so there is sometimes conflict within oneself, and then there is a conflict with other human beings like that. So this is true for almost all humanity. And even Krishna ji had to fight with Raja Gopal in the court case when Raja Gopal was not giving the property and the writings and all that. So every human being has to make effort. Even Krishnamurti, when he was young, he had to make effort. He was trying to pass some examination and he was failing in Cambridge or somewhere. So, and also to give a talk, he had to make effort, he had to write down everything, and then he was very shy and he was hiding behind the curtain and so on. So Krishnaji has grown like most of us with effort. But luckily, there were many people to help him. He had a secretary, Mary Zimbalist, who was doing most of the work for him, even his visa and passport and all that thing. So every human being, but maybe Krishnaji is maybe concentrating on meditation and love, whether there is an effort involved in meditation. And somewhere he says, as long as the meditator is there, there is no meditation. That means you can't meditate consciously like the way many people do. Meditation happens when we are very, very attentive, very curious, looking inward, outward, without thinking. So, um, only maybe Krishnaji is the person who talks about this kind of meditation in which there is no effort involved. And also Krishnaji talks a lot about love and what is love? Is it attachment? Can there be jealousy, fear, loneliness, boredom, as long as there is love? So in Krishnaji's philosophy, love comes out from freedom, freedom from the self. Are you able to hear my voice, Kamleshji?
Yes, voice is coming, sir. It is
Okay,
slightly low, as Prasad sir has commented.
okay, okay.
So,
But
if you could,
I'm speaking loud, yes.
yes, you
Right,
try to speak
yes.
slightly.
So, so love, Krishna ji has said that as long as the self ego exists, there cannot be love. And most people are attached to the family or attached to their uh, house or property, money, and all that. So uh, only when there is no sense of self, freedom, and there is a wisdom, then love is a byproduct out of that. And so also in this long video, Krishnaji starts with the problems which exist, like nationalistic conditioning and religious conditioning, and on the uh, and because our mind is filled with many thoughts and many conditioning, lots of conditioning, and so all this fight, war going on. And then he asks, is there another kind of learning? Not the learning by memorizing like history or geography, like the way students do. Krishnaji talks about learning about our own mind. That means learning from the direct observation, not even memorizing what Krishnaji has said or some other philosopher has said, not quoting them, but uh, from a direct uh, way of looking without thinking, a kind of different kind of learning in which we can see things and thoughts as they are. And then it talks about psychological recording, that when somebody says something unpleasant, we record it and we feel hurt. And the next time when we see the person, we remember. And so there's a problem in relationship. So Krishnaji talks about relationship, which is based on images. We build images when we live together, work together. We begin to record all these um, memories, and then even psychological memories. And then through those memories, through those images, we relate with other human beings. And so that is no relationship. In that, there is no love. So love is when the mind is really free to observe, to look. And when there are two people like that, then there is a real relationship. Two people can look at each other without thinking, without memories coming into existence. And then also Krishnaji, because this was the last talk, so in the last talk, Krishnaji talks about death, not the physical death, but dying to the past, memories. Again, it, it's a psychological death. And that is very frightening for most human beings. And of course, he talks about meditation, religion, and then he criticizes that religion is not the rituals, beliefs, and repeating some words which makes us very dull. So Krishnaji talks about all these topics about love, religious mind, death in the last talk, and ending of time. That is also finally he says that our thinking is time. And when the thinking stops, then there is a clear seeing. And in that, everything is new, fresh, beautiful. And in that state, there is love. All that exists, a religious mind, sacredness, all that exists when our mind is very clear and there are no memories interfering. And maybe that is the way Krishnaji was most of the time. And so he is talking about his own mind. But we should not accept him if it is not true for us. We should speak about our own life, how we feel, and not quoting Krishnamurti or explaining him. And I feel that I learn a lot from Krishnamurti teachings. It made me very curious to look at my own mind, and I felt that yes, what Krishnamurti was saying was true, that we are not really observing things very clearly, whether we look at a tree or a human beings. And so when we become very curious to look at our own mind without memorizing what Krishna ji has said, then some changes begin to happen, and then we can say, yes, I understand, not intellectually, but really that yes, there is a different state of observation, what Krishna ji calls awareness or choiceless awareness or intelligence, in which all our activities can happen. And so, to a great extent, we can minimize the problem which we face in the daily life if we are aware without effort and ongoing awareness. Because if awareness is not ongoing, then if somebody says something, suddenly somebody says something, and we are not aware, we will react, we will get angry, and all that. So, in Krishnamurti teachings, we need effortless, ongoing awareness. So, I have said enough right now. Maybe Dinesh ji would like to speak.
Dinesh,
Am I audible, sir?
yes,
Yes,
Voice is clear?
yes.
this is clear.
Okay. Today's topic is again very interesting topic. First of all, this is also incomplete video, as Harshad sir has said. Anyway, here 3 points have come in forefront. First is efforts, second is love, and third is, which is very important, diverse between good and bad. Harshad sir has already shown some light on this diverse between good and bad. But I would also express my views. We have enough discussed about efforts and love. But to repeat and put forward my views, we know what effort is. And in this world, for any change, the effort is required. For any change, namely to earn bread and butter, for individual safety, physical or psychological, for any power. All these things come under becoming as per JK terminology. Now, JK has in a way condemned becoming and encouraged for flowering as per natural talent of a person. Love, when helps in movement, it becomes passion, and later in spirituality, compassion. My voice is clear because there was some fluctuation in light here.
Yeah, clear.
Okay. However, we have to understand that any movement of mind creates fragmentation and division. So, love is available to a normal common man is fragmented or divided or conditional love. So, any ignorant common man is subject to conditional love availability. Hence, we can very well see, which is a fact, we can very well see that if a man can fulfill his right desires or essential needs with flowering of personality and fragmented love, then very less efforts are required. Means if at all he goes for the flowering of personality and available fragmented love, then very less efforts are required because he is going as per his flowering of personality. In some cases of spirituality, even no efforts are required, as in case of Krishnamurti. Now, JK says, thought is time. But in my views, even efforts are also time. Also, in management, now they say that time is money. In maximum cases, if the society environment doesn't suit to the flowering of mind, inner talent, and fragmented love, then one has to struggle and put in more efforts. This is the common case. The same is stated in Gita by Sri Krishna to Arjun, that if prayer means liking of a man doesn't fulfill his needs, then he has to choose his Shreya. Shreya means one, which means he has to choose a profession which is not only acceptable in the society, but also fulfill his and his family needs. So it is clear that those are the lucky ones for whom JK said, no action is transformation. Like Harshad sir said that for JK everything was available and he has to only negate everything. You see, in general, if we see the JK's life, then he has to just reject everything or negate everything rather. He has to say no, 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 because everything is available to him. About love, JK is right saying, can there be love when there is efforts, ambition, greed, self-interest, self-centeredness, etc. Means no dual love or pure love or love without conditions. So can there be love when these things are there, ambition, greed, and self-centeredness, etc. So it is very clear that as far as a common man is concerned, or we are concerned, to us, a fragmented or divided love is only available. And if we at all we have to find out what is love, we have to negate all the things. In fact, we have to negate our ego or self. Then only we can find out what love is as per JK. Now come to the last and the most difficult to understand, the diverse between good and bad. Means, as JK says, is the good born out of the bad? If the good is related to bad, then it is not good. But if bad is totally diverse from the good, there is no relationship between the good and the bad. Then there is only the bad and the good. Here my views and understanding based on JK and tradition is, JK at some places said the movement of mind is unitary. This we have to understand, that movement of mind is unitary, or the movement of energy in world is unitary. This means actually we are facing or observing a unitary movement, but the mind, because of ignorance, observe it in between polar opposites. Suppose we say that this is light, then we immediately mind considers it opposite of dark. But it's not so. Light has a different, from non-polar point of view, or no, or we can say from Advait point of view, light is a separate creation and darkness or dark is a separate creation. As far as Maya's rules are concerned, if there is a unitary moment, then these are separate. These are not the polar opposites. But we see it as a polar opposite. So in actuality, the light and darkness are individual entities and not polar opposites. But mind considers it as a polar opposite and moves in between polar opposites, or say fragmentation or divisions. So if inner unity is concerned, they are one. single energy.
बात मत करना बिल्कुल प्लीज.
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ बढ़िया से आ रही है, बढ़िया से आ रही है.
So if from energy point of view, if there is any movement of energy which is always pleasurable as per tradition, this creates something or manifests something, and that manifestation is single. It is not dual. There is no duality as far as tradition is concerned in the world, but we see it as a duality, or say fragmentation or division. So if inner unity is considered, they are one. So if one understands inner oneness or wholeness, then he may perhaps understand non-fragmented love and wholeness. So here, thank you. This much I wanted to share. Anything comes up later on, then we will see.
Thank you, Waghmare. Why do you split? Common man understand this, tradition understand this, and I understand this. You tell your own feeling. Do you have got a fragmented love? Do you feel fragmented love or real love?
Gents,
You never
gents
mention
are
it.
one.
Just let me finish. Harshad says that I have read it and I felt like this. Then I am get convinced. But you say common man feels like this, traditional feels like this, and then say something more and say different things. Why don't you say how you feel about love? Is it fragmented for you or real? Just I wanted to know.
Can I speak now?
Yeah, please reply it.
Okay. First of all, we have to understand one thing, that whosoever talks anything.
As yourself, please. Don't say common man, don't say tradition. Say of your own.
Please give me some time and listen to it carefully.
I will give you full time. You go on speaking for this whole lecture. Go on.
Please give me attention, sir. Whosoever says anything, he may be Swamiji, he may be Harshad sir, or XYZ, even JK. First of all, he speaks his understanding only. Number one. Number two, whatever comes to him is first comes to for him only. Right? Means this understanding, or in a way, there are so many insights in it. So insight has come to me only, right? And then when I am expressing, I have to express this in this way. So one thing is what you understand, and another is how do you speak. When you have to put it in expression, as far as I am concerned, my English is not very good. I am a common treat me as a common man. When I have to speak, I speak in this way only, which suits me. So again, I also consider that the discussion here going on is beyond a certain level. Means they are not very at a low level. We are not talking. So
is it beyond your level?
Yes. Some insights are beyond my level.
Okay. But some insight which comes in your level, please explain to me.
Whenever an insight comes, it comes automatically, and then you can say that you are expressing it, but it is not of your level, because normally in past you have not faced those things, or neither you have your thought total thought world has not got those things. Thought world has been used only for the words or for the expression. So this is what I have to say, that whatever comes to you, first it is for you only. You to work on it.
I am asking whatever comes to you, sir, and whatever you explain it. You say, this is for common man, this is for tradition, this is for Krishnamurti, this is for Chidananji, this is for Harshad Parekh. I don't want to understand that.
Maybe that
I
is your
wanted to
choice, sir.
understand what Waghmare feels. What Waghmare feels.
Today when we started discussion, you said that there is no change, we are only talking. So that was
Yeah.
your specs. Now I am speaking from my specs.
Yes.
I understand that this is limitation, my limitations, and whatever comes through my limitation, that thing I am speaking, or rather I am sharing.
But
So
it
when
is unlimited. It is unlimited now or limited?
what do you mean by unlimited? What do you
Sir,
mean?
What
I
do you
don't
mean
know
by
what is. I do not know what is unknown.
what you
Dinesh ji.
you can't know it. You can't know
Okay,
it.
there are so many other people. So,
Rajendran,
sir,
No,
Rajendran sir has come.
there is no other people. You yourself speak first. And you yourself explain first. So just I wanted to know, just you speak. Mostly you speak here. Mostly you are speaking here. Whatever I say is not of any value to you. But I just am asking you, why do you split this? This is a common man understanding. This is a traditional man understanding. This is this understanding. This is Harshad sir understanding. I don't.
No. So,
I am not
see.
interested in that. I
When
am
we say
interested in what
common man,
Waghmare
how
understands.
does?
What
Okay,
Waghmare
okay, okay,
understands.
okay. I
What
understood
Waghmare feels.
your problem. How does a man, common
There is
man,
no
makes his
problem with me.
understanding?
There is no problem with me.
Sir,
Problem is with you.
just,
Problem
sir,
is with
listen,
you.
sir, listen to me, sir.
I
How
will
does?
listen
Dinesh
to you
ji.
for a whole
Dinesh
lecture.
ji.
It is
Just
no
wait, Modak
problem
sahab.
for me.
How
No
does
problem.
a common man makes his understanding? He makes
Who is
as
the
per his
common
experience,
man?
right?
Who is a common man? Waghmare
No,
is a common
whatever.
man. Oh, Harshad Parekh is a common man. Sushil Jain is a common man. Modak is a common man. Who is a common man here?
Everybody is a common man, sir.
Okay. Then it's fine. Fine. You are a common man. That's all right. But still you say so many things which you don't know. But still you explain them by saying this way or that way. That's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Now, how do you know that I don't know?
Sir, why you are going on discussing personal things?
Okay, Modak
Stop
sahab.
Then
the discussion
now,
and go for
Modak,
the
please,
listening of Rajan.
Modak, please, now you explain. Please.
No, sir, we have to listen to Rajendran sir. Sushil ji.
To whom you wanted to listen? Harshad sir? You just ask you.
No,
Harshad sir.
there are other people want to speak. Rajendran
Yes,
wants to
waiting.
speak. Yeah.
Welcome,
So,
Rajan. Welcome.
okay. Thank you, Kamlesh. It is very good to see our beloved Sushil Kumar Jain Saab back
Yes,
to
sir.
the dialogue and with a lot of energy and all these things. Actually, we missed you a lot, sir, for last 3-4 months. So very nice to see you today. We pray for your long and good health, sir. Happy life, sir. Thank you. No, just this effort. Actually, I went through the meaning. What effort means? That is, the definition is physical or mental activity needed to achieve something. Physical or mental activity needed to achieve something. So, see, there is always this overlap of outer and inner movement, outer world and inner world. So, in the physical world, effort is necessary because we want to achieve something. Some guests are coming, we got to make lot of effort to in preparing the food so that the guests they enjoy our lunch. So in the physical world, in the outer world, effort is necessary. But in the inner world, whether effort is necessary, whether effort serve any purpose. So see, this is always this fundamental problem is we are getting entangled with the outer and inner world. Whatever things that is necessary in the outer world, we bring it to the inner world. See, the inner is outer. They also, Krishnaji was telling the inner is outer. So the confusion, we are entangled in the fundamental problem of inner world and outer world. So outer world, it is necessary, time is necessary. That is, chronological time is necessary in the outer world, the physical world. What should be becoming? I want to become an engineer, doctor, a scientist. That is in the outer world. That is necessary. Thinking. In the outer world, thinking is necessary. Comparison is necessary in the outer world. So I go for shopping to buy some cloth or something, means I have to compare with one item with another. Then knowledge is necessary in the outer world. I don't know whether selfish is necessary in the outer world. I don't know. Then measurement, effort, direction, goal, achievement, determination. These are all necessary in the outer world. If we bring all this, we are confused, and we are, by nature, we repeat the same thing in the inner world. That is in the psychological world. That is in the mental world. Where that plays havoc. That is the total fundamental problem we are facing that. So in the inner world, there is no outer or inner also. But whatever we make effort outer in the physical world, we continue the same thing in the inner world. Suppose to understand the truth in what Krishna is telling, we cannot, while listening itself, it should be clear to us. We don't know, we don't pay that much of attention or listening to Krishna ji. So we don't understand. We cannot, so afterwards we make an effort to understand whether will it work, whether in the inner world, whether time is there. Inner world, the what is we want to change it to, what should be and becoming. And thinking, the thinking, effort means thought. See, suppose, very simple thing, can I make an effort to keep my mind quiet? Because the mind and effort are same. It's a self-referential problem. Can I make an effort to stop thinking, to control my thoughts, to give a direction? Even, can I make an effort to sleep? Suppose I got up in the middle of the night to go to restroom, then thereafter I came back to bed. Then I try to go to sleep. That effort to sleep itself will drive away the sleep. You can just, many of us experienced it. So in the, leave alone effort. Effort is, want to achieve something. Who wants to achieve? That ego, that thinking, that thought, that self, they want to achieve something. Whether is it possible? It is all, as long as there is a effort means, I am talking about the inner world. Effort means in the inner world, in the psychological world, effort means there is a thought, there is a knowledge, there is a past, there is a goal, and it's not going to work, it's not going to serve a purpose, and we will be just going circle around the circle in our entire life. So effort and so happy. Can I make an effort to be happy? Can I make an effort to be silent? Can I make an effort to understand the truth in what Krishna ji is saying? So we can see, leave alone effort. In the psychological world, we cannot do anything. Nothing, only, as Krishna ji says, seeing is a doing. So we got in the whole confusion of whatever we do necessary is an effective tool in the physical world. We just bring it to the inner world, the psychological world, and we suffer. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Pradeep ji would like to speak.
No, I think I am audible.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. A very interesting topic, as Dinesh also talked about, Harshad ji has talked about. It appears to be very, very simple to start with, because we are so used to this word effort. Right from our childhood, we know this word, which later becomes with maturity as Purusharth and all other things. You see? So, what I'm very sure I'm talking as an individual, and everybody who has talked, I consider that as an individual's view. So, for me, movement from what is to what should be, a shift of energy is what we call effort. From what is to what should be, naturally, you should be like this, you should learn like this, you should study like this, you should get marks like this, you should wear this thing, that thing, and number of sociological should be's. So we are full of sources of what should be are many. Sources of what should be are many, all related to survival, initially bodily and biological, and then mostly psychological. You see, this has a long, deep history, all ingrained in our genes, including the inheritance of acquired characters, updated with the changes in the environment around a specific life, around a specific, I am a specific life for that, my narrowness as a living thing. So most of our should be's are social, based on a strict dualistic mind. We have adopted our conditionings as our dharma. Nobody wants to go deeply into this question. As if everybody is clear about it, why are we suffering then, including the richest person? Most of us are swimming against the natural order and flow. Just now, Rajendran ji was talking about inner and outer. The moment we start, this is aftermath, because we know, we think we know what is inner and what is outer. And we also know what JK said, that there is no inner and outer. You see, so at times we merge like this, it is inner only, and outer and inner interactions. So there is a pause between that, and who is there? I am there in between, the observer, the listener. I am as a listener who has understood it like this, that there is an outer and inner. Then the way, as if everyone is clear about it, why are we suffering then, including the richest person? Most of us are swimming against the natural order and flow. You see, deep inside me, we all know our conditionings. We all know our conditionings. You can say I'm imagining a bit, because who all are, if I say they are part of me, okay, then you have heard it, you have listened to someone and talking like this. But we all know our conditionings and our likings for them. They would have left us long back if we have not liked those conditionings. They would have left us. We are effortlessly happy with our conditional identities, and yet suffering deep inside in our aloneness. Nobody will ever know about that. We are worldly happy with our masks. Knowledge is easily available digitally as Google or in social media. They are mushrooming gurus. Everybody will tell you something, what to do, what to eat, when to go, when to walk, how to walk, everything. So full of knowledge. The moment you put that button, they bombard you with those suggestions. JK's words are very assuring, provided we live them. In this video, he is asking each one of us about our efforts to get what? Each one of us. Very different. Although when we talk, we have talked about how we go to market, how we select shirts, how we select this and that. And we are justifying actually our comfort zone in all possible ways. All possible ways that this is also, and we know about this, and we know about this, and we know about this, then why suffering? So ultimately, nature of self, myself, I know that my limitedness, I know. So this is related to, this is quite a subjective, and all of the things are subjective, and within subject, objective, everything is within that, within me. My psyche is full of this. So efforts, am I doing efforts? So this is, to me, this question is to me, if at all, I am putting efforts to get what? If I say that I am putting efforts for this, there will be different opinions about it and there will be discussion. So it doesn't lead us anywhere. But the thing is, it's very clear that each of us, whether my effort being self-oriented, with narrowness of my self-centeredness, whether it is harming the overall order in which I live, that keeps me alive unknowingly. Everything is available to me, which week I cannot talk about those things. So, so this is what effort is. When you feel resistance inside, and something you want and something is resisting you or telling you, look, this is very difficult. What he has got, what marks he has got, or what this has fellow got, it is very difficult, but I'll try. That we call progress. We have been trained like this right from very childhood. Family to school to college, everywhere being competitive. And strain is now much more on this generation when they have to satisfy somebody sitting out there giving them dollars or big packages and extracting energy out of them 14 hours, 16 hours. So each one of us has to see whether this is the type of life I will accumulate so much money and then not knowing what to do about it, that money. And that is a very important thing, whether efforts to understand the natural order around where the peace exists, where the silence in me exists, am I disturbing that? So it is becoming longer than it should be. So I am, this is all right now I have to say, but this is each one of us, I have to see myself moment to moment, everyday life, the type of life I am leading. And where do I feel that it is, I am putting efforts. It means something, it is a conflicting situation. And from is to what should be, is to what should be. So we have to be careful about this. Otherwise, peace is bound to be disturbed. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. I will listen to some other colleagues. And if anything strikes me, I will again raise my hand. Thank you very much. Prasad is waiting for us. Thank you.
Prasad sir.
Prasadji, yeah,
Can I start?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Sir, this is a short video. I have seen only this short video. I have not seen the longer version. I am sure if I see the longer version, my impressions would be different. I am talking on the basis of my impressions from this short video. That is the first thing, sir. Second, in this video, Krishnaji questions our effort. He says, you are full of effort and wasteful effort, something like that. Why so much effort in life? Is it necessary to have so much effort in life? That is the question basically posed by K in this video, in this version. I think we have to understand K in a very practical way. If we give up all effort, everybody gives up everything, every effort, we can't survive. I don't think that is the kind of effortlessness that Krishnaji wants us to adopt. He doesn't mean that. I mean, from my understanding, he doesn't mean that. What does he mean then? He means you make effort, but without any psychological baggage. If we see our effort, it is true that we are making a lot of effort in our life in different ways, at different stages, in the college, in the university, in the job, in the business, in the profession. We are making so much effort. Our life is lost in effort. That is true. So, some effort is unavoidable. Without that, we cannot survive. Effort is required. At the same time, this type of total effort, getting lost in effort, getting blood pressure at a very early age, losing all health, our software boys, they're losing their fertility also because of their dedication to work, to making money. Basically, you are working to satisfy your greed. You want recognition. You want to be a winner in some competition. Are all these things, such things required in life? You have to work for your livelihood, no doubt on that. But are we working simply for our livelihood? Or are we working with our job as a sign of our status? Krishnaji makes a distinction between status on the one side and function on the other side. Discharge your function, but don't make it a symbol of your status. That is what we are. Status is what we are after. That is so. That is the type of workaholic activity we are indulging in. So let us see each one to examine his own activities and see whether he is working for his livelihood, for supporting his family, or he is working for extraneous considerations. That is, I think, the meaning of this video. And then that is what Rajendran ji has also said. We want to satisfy our egos. That is the whole problem. We are lost in work. We don't. And then he says, in this video, he talks about love. And he says, is there love when there is ambition, when there is greed, when there is jealousy, all these things? Yes, when all those things are there, there cannot be love. And we say we are working for love, but we are working for our own satisfaction, gratification, things like that, for recognition and all that. We bring up our children and ultimately we join them in the military. And we know the discipline of military. In the military, you are just a robot. You have no other pursuit. You just obey military discipline. So, and ultimately, that boy gets shot in the fight, and then we cry. That is the type of work we indulge in. That is what Krishnaji, I think, wants us to avoid. Then he talks about the conflict between good and bad. If good has nothing to do with bad, if there is no relationship between the two, can there be a fight between them? We say, I am fighting evil. But if you do not share anything of evil, if there is nothing of evil in you, how can you fight evil? So, if you are indulging, if there is a conflict, it means there is something of the other in the former. They share something. That is why there is conflict. If there is nothing common between the two, there cannot be conflict. I want to mention about Krishnaji's approach in his life. He was totally against a tradition. But he didn't have any conflict with the tradition. There is no conflict. He never had a fight with the Pandits or anybody like he calls them religious cuckoos. He used that word in this video, religious cuckoos. So He never had any conflict with them, but he plowed his solitary furrow. He plowed his solitary furrow. For 60 years, he traveled all over the world. And he went on talking about his own approach to life. That is what he did. So, he wasn't impractical. He established so many colleges because he believed in education. He believed that education is the foundation for a new life, for a transformation. He achieved so much practically. That's what we have to see. And he achieved without getting into a fight with anybody. He was against our emergency in our country. He never agreed with the Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister, on that point. But then he had nothing against, personally, against her. So, that is, he has no fight. There is no fight between him and the other side. That is his approach. That is what I understand. Thank you, sir. That's enough.
शक्ति जी प्लीज.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है सर आपको?
यस सर.
No, Krishnamurti seems to object on making an effort. So far as I can understand, because he has used other words and he doesn't object to them. For example, attempt, diligence. Now somebody asked him, what is diligence? He said, not neglecting anything. So the way I understand it is that when, for example, when he says, can you look at a tree or a river or a mountain without the interference of name, word, thought? And so this is an invitation to test it out, to see if it is possible or not. And then I look at a tree and I see that automatically the reaction comes up, the name comes up. Then, if I conclude that it is not possible to watch the river without bringing in words, then I am not testing it out. And I look at it, then I look at the reaction also, and then I drop it. Then at some other time, I see if it is possible to watch something without bringing in words. So in that, no effort is involved. Effort is, I read Krishnamurti and now I want to watch the river without the interference of thought. And then I make effort to stop thought from interfering and all that stuff. In that there is conflict within me. The thought which is trying to stop the other thought, they are in conflict. So the effort
implies conflict. And that conflict is not needed because there is no possibility of observation when the conflict is going on within us. So, as he says, it is an arduous work. So if we explore within ourselves and with our friends that where this effort brings conflict, it becomes a hindrance. So he's not telling to be without any spirit of experiment, or as Harshad sometimes uses the word, with curiosity. So that ongoing observation demands our attempt, our diligence, without any effort. Thank you, sir.
Ravi Kaushal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Uh, Today's topic is, I think, I forgot. What is effort or what it is? Today's topic is why all this effort? Uh, Effort to understand what love is, or to reach somewhere, or why there is this psychological effort kind of thing. Uh, I tell you a story. I think from my own life, I see. Uh, so my wife has a migraine actually from last 20 years. Okay. So and she's short-tempered, and you know, so there is a conflict of her with with my sisters, or with my brother's wife. So and she tried to come from this thing. So I usually tell her to I say, if there is love, so there is no all these things, the conflicts and the hatredness, or avoidance and all that. There are no such things there. So, and he tried to understand what love is, and sorry, she tried to understand what love is, and uh, and then she failed because somebody told her something, and she got hurt, and then again back to pavilion. So these are things are going. So uh, I always tell her to, you must have love in your heart. So she told me that I'm trying to understand love. I'm trying to, reach what love is. So I always tell her, Kina, this is not the question of trying. If there is trying, or if there is effort, or if there is conflict, then there is no love. So this is from my real life. And she always tried to understand what love is. But I always tell her, "Ki, this is, if you are efforting, you cannot understand that." And then she told me that, do you understand what love is? So I tell her, Ki, no, I don't understand what love is. I cannot take a position to say that I understand what love is. So love is not something which I can say that I understand. So this is I cannot say. But if there is love, the people around you will eventually will see, eventually, if there is love in your heart. So that is one thing. So then she told me, look yourself. You always, seems to be in conflict with your brother and all that. I told her you cannot understand those things because actually there is no conflict. Actually, eventually, actually there is no conflict. There may be argument, there may be his pattern of mind, my pattern of mind, but that doesn't mean that we are in conflict. But when you are there, you will understand. And either there is love or there is no love. There is no question of trying. Either there is that thing or is not that thing is there. So I see in my life that still I got conflict with the people, and not that I have some images or hatredness in my heart, but when I see the pattern, I usually respond. So, but I see the life of my father also, and 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 I see that that man does not know much about all these things. Love, compassion. He does not know all these things, all the definitions and all the clarities and all that. But naturally, in his behavior is like that. To whomsoever he meet, to whomsoever he meet, there is a different kind of love in the atmosphere, and all the people, I've never seen any one person who doesn't feel that. Any one person. Uh, he in his 80 years he met with thousands of people, but not even a single person comes to me and tell that your father is that or this or that. And everybody, and whenever they meet him, they feel that, but they didn't feel with me when I'm talking to them. Or and then I understand, you know, to see the wrong is one thing, but to have that heart is totally another thing. You know, which is so innocent that he doesn't know that he is so innocent. So it's like that. So in my life, I see all these things, and of course, there is about love and today scenarios in India and all that, and the in the name of love and religion, all this hatred, in our country is
Raviji,
these things.
Raviji,
Oh, sir, please. Huh.
please be brief, sir. Time is now coming to.
Thank you, sir. I understand that, but okay, okay. So there is all these things in the atmosphere, and it will eventually, create more chaos. I see that, and yes, these are the things. So the effort is one thing which can by the effort you understand love. By trying, you understand love. That is one thing. If one can see that, then there is not that effort of the mind and the in this listening to you, I also see that the thought is a conflict.
You are
I'm
talking
trying
too
to put
personal.
the things.
You are
Listen to me,
talking,
sir.
sir. You are
Listen.
talking too personal. You are saying your own understanding.
Yeah.
Neither you understand your wife nor you understand your father.
I'm
But
not.
still you are making
Did I
what
said?
or
Did I said
putting
that?
comments on
Did
it.
I said
So
that I
please end
understand
it.
my wife?
Please,
Did I
please
said
end
that
it.
I understand my
Please
wife?
end it.
Shirley, please listen
Please
to
end
this.
it.
Please
Please
listen
end
to
it.
this. I'm
Please end
talking
it.
as
Please end
factual
it.
things as they are.
Please end it. Please end it. Please end
Okay,
it.
thank you, sir.
कोई
Thank
अनबन
you, sir.
नहीं है,
Thank you.
कोई अनबन
नहीं
नहीं
नहीं,
है
अरे
तुमसे,
कमाल की बात है,
मेरा वो
अनबन हो
मन
ही
नहीं
नहीं
है,
सकती। अनबन
ये
कैसे हो
अनबन
सकती है
नहीं है,
सर? कमाल की
कोई
बात है
मन
ये।
नहीं है तुम्हारे बात में।
ओके ओके, नो नो
पर्सनल
प्रॉब्लम एट
बात
ऑल।
का
थैंक यू
कोई
सर।
मीनिंग नहीं होता, कोई मीनिंग नहीं होता। So
मैं एक
neither your
फैक्चुअल
wife
थिंग
is
रख रहा हूँ,
endorsing that, nor your father is endorsing that. So
neither
whatever you are saying has
sir.
got no meaning. No meaning.
I already told that I'm talking from my own life, the way I think, see
Yeah,
things.
but
I'm
don't
not.
talk.
Yeah.
Don't talk now. Please don't talk 1 minute. 1 minute इतना कोई अनबन नहीं है,
Thank you, sir.
पर आप ऐसा
अरे नहीं, not at
कोई
all, sir.
अनबन नहीं है आपसे, पर मन नहीं है।
Thank you,
हम
sir.
खुद को कोई जा रहे हैं, तुम्हारी उलझन से कोई लेना देना नहीं। प्लीज
Thank you, sir.
मोटा प्लीज एंड इट नाउ। It is not a personal platform.
Harshad sir, last comment and then we will end it.
Okay.
Yes, I would say
I
that
too will say something to you. Okay,
sir.
please make your comment. Then I will tell that you said कि तो आपको कोई दुख नहीं था, कोई चिंता नहीं थी. Then what for you ask, Moda? What for you ask? I just understand if somebody asks, he cares me. If he asks for no reason, then I am surprised. I thought that you asked with care.
I am also asking with care, but I am asking her care with for Harshad sir also to end the meeting with one last comment from me. Then we will end the meeting. There is no problem with it.
Okay. You can end it. You can end it after that. Or you can continue it after that too. You are free, Moda.
Harshad sir, one last comment.
Yeah. Yes, I think we feel tremendous effort when we are doing something in which we are not very passionate. We don't love something, then we have to make lot of effort. But when we are passionate about something, like Krishna ji is very, very passionate when he talks about life, love, beauty, meditation. So he doesn't feel effort. And everything is coming very spontaneously, beautifully. So, but if you ask Krishna ji to solve a mathematics problem, then he will have to make a lot of effort. So when we do something which we are very deeply interested, you don't feel time, you don't feel effort, and everything goes very beautifully. And other thing is about what is they call yin and yang. That means if you make a circle and the half circle is dark and the half circle is light, but in the dark half circle, there is a small circle of light, and in the light, there is a small dark circle. So it says that we are not complete. There is something which is not whole. And there is one song, it says, Naame Bhagwan hu, Naame Shaitan hu, Dunya jo chahe, main to insan hu. So we are human beings. We are not like God. We are not devil, but we are somewhere between. And so we all have some difficulties, some problems, some conflict. And I would say Krishna ji also had sometimes difficulties in relating with many, many people in the foundation, and he had to ask them to leave the foundation, and they were very unhappy. So all this is part of life. Only thing is that we don't carry it, that hurt or insult or pleasure, but live moment by moment. And that is the real beauty of living. Not saying that we must not have conflict or we must not have effort. Even when you make an effort, it is not a continuous effort, because you make effort, then there is a gap, and then again you make effort. So something happens in the gap between two efforts, I would say, something new can happen. Okay, so I
Thank
think
you.
I have
Thank you.
finished.
Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Finish it now, please.
Thank you, everybody.